Hello, hello. I am live. It's nice to see you guys. I'm going to switch this on to chat. So if anyone wants to pop on to chats, first and foremost, thank you guys for joining me. What I want to say is I'm going to just start with my introduction and what I'm doing. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. I am a jewelry designer, and as you guys can see, I always show up wearing my jewelry, trained as an artist, and through my life, I have worked a lot in a lot of different fields. But for me, most off to be an artist, to be an inventor, to be a jeweler. I'm trained as an artist. I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, but I learned there that the most important thing about being an artist is to be able to keep your creative spirit going, right? We all know that there's either survival that you go into or there's creativity, one or the other. There's only two choices at any given moment of the state of mind that you're in. And survival mode is just that, really kind of caught in fear. There's a lot of fear going around right now that I'll talk about in a little bit. But for me, I've had to stay away from that survival and really into this creative mode, which I have learned and studied and, really worked hard to be in this mode. For me, because I have accomplished a lot in my life. I've actually built very, very powerful lines of jewelry. I built powerful components. I've worked in a lot of corporate lines. I've worked with a lot of corporate in building lines of jewelry. I built my own product called ice resin that many, many people know about. That was really fun, and I had a whole body of work that went behind it. This requires me really staying in this creative mind so I can invent, be in my intuitive mind, and keep things going, right? You guys will hear where I'm going real soon. So for me, it's like I stay here because it's a necessity for me. And I've worked my whole working life on being in this spot. So today on this live, I want to talk to you guys about, first of all, being an artist and staying in that creative space and how to manifest, how to stay in that creative space, because manifesting is just a part of who we are as artists. That's what we do. We take ideas and we take them in, we embody them, and we pull them out of ourselves into a beautiful form, whether it's a painting or whether it's jewelry or whatever our art form is, film, anything like that. And then here, so I want to show you on, just really staying in this creative force of being an artist and being a jeweler, and what you can do to maintain it. What could be your program? Like, I want to give you a few tips on how to stay here. So stay with me today. And hi, you guys. Nice to see you. Oh, hi. Nice to see you. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Hello from Texas. Hi, Diane. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to see you guys here. Thank you for joining me. We've got a little bit of a cooler morning, so I'm not sitting up here sweating to death. It feels good. So yeah, so a nice July, right? So what I want to start with today. So this is going to be an exciting topic. It's more on manifesting. I've had so many people ask me to talk about manifesting, but really what we're talking about is staying in this creative mind. So I want to start to say, do you guys feel it? This is what I put in my newsletter. Do you guys feel this change of energy that has been happening? There certainly has been a huge shift. It almost feels like it shifted at super speed. And a lot of people are, like, what the heck is going on right now? I want to say, like, it's really interesting because I just got a message from, oh my gosh, Wikipedia, that is asking for a donation. Like, this is a big company that's been around forever, right? With AI, the introduction of AI into our worlds, Wikipedia is asking, oh my gosh, I've spent the last 20 years developing all these definitions, and now AI is coming in and they're looking for donations because this is the first time that they're really troubled with, it's been a minute. Excited to be back. Oh, Steph, I know. I'm glad to see you. It has been a minute. Yeah, and I always love when you guys comment. So please comment. Always ask me to talk about different subjects. I have 1,000 subjects to talk about. I have been an artist, a jeweler, an adornment builder for over 35 years. So, hey, I have a lot of business and manifesting and all these different ideas to talk about. So please always let me know if you guys are stuck on something, and need to get out of that creative block. That's what I do, is I help release these creative blocks, right? How? Through inspiration. So it is kind of a fearful time for some because the world is changing at super speed. But what I want to say, and I spoke the same thing during COVID, where I wrote this book on, it's for jewelry designers, beginning jewelry designers, but it does a lot on getting to your center and producing your own work. And what I talked about then is what I talk about now. If you are doing your real authentic work, you will never have to go into survival. Your work will always be relevant because you're literally creating magnetism and you're being authentic. And if you're in the space of creativity and you can stay there, which I have all different techniques on how to stay there, your life is relevant and you will always be able to sell your work. When you start getting into fear is when the collapse happens. So it's really interesting. So when you talk about manifesting and staying in creativity and manifesting, a friend of mine that I thought was so interesting, she was telling me that, so what I want to say is there are right before I get in here, I sit down and I do my yoga and I download all this information on what I want to say to you. So now it's my turn, as I'm sitting here live, to make sense of it and bring it into a format where you guys are ready to hear it, right? That makes sense to you guys here. So there are so many different people right now. We hear it all around because our world more than ever needs to hear about manifesting and staying in creativity. Whether you're an artist or not, staying in creativity. Oh, Kansas City. Nice. Sandra, nice to see you. Great. Thank you for joining me. So there's so many different teachers that can teach you a whole different style on how to do this. And we all like attracts like. So we're going to fall into the right practice that we need to. Nobody is wrong, but people have come there and you have come there. We all have come there to our creativity and to our way of learning and staying here. On our own ways and our own pathways that we can do it. So there's a lot of people that talk getting in your creativity and manifesting. And why right now? Because it's a really important time. You can see and feel how the world has shifted. So Santa Cruz, California. Hi, Becky. Hi, Ashley. Oh my gosh, nice to see you guys. So you can feel right now, if you stop and take a breath in and just breathe, you can see how the world has really shifted. So of course, there's a lot of us that come out, and I am teaching my own process as a creator and a visionary through the imagination. Almost not, 95% of everybody who's following me and my work and can connect with what I have to say, are artists, jewelers. We're all creators because I have worked that process through my life, like I talked about at the beginning of this live, where I talk about how I have for many, many years, for me to be able to create these big companies and big lines and run, a lot of people and, know how to work this in the world. I've had to do all of this work to stay in my manifestation. I found a copy of Making Connections. Yay, you're so inspired. I love the way that you think. Thank you, Sandra. Oh my gosh. Making Connections is hard to find. I have 2 copies here and I'm keeping them. Making Connections, talking about manifesting. That was, something, listening to your intuition. Us as artists, we have to listen to our intuition. That's right. And in Making Connections, and I'm so glad you found it. It's so crazy. And I hope you found it at a good price. I've seen it sometimes when I talk about it a lot for $800 on Amazon. So that's crazy. It was self-published and it's, I haven't published it in a while. So yay, that's perfect. So you know what, you guys, we all have a story. All of us artists, we all have a story. We all have a place that we're going. We all need to stay in our creativity. as artists, we want to be relevant, right? When I talk about manifesting, it's not all about just manifesting money. It's about, what do you want to manifest in your life? What I'm manifesting in my work is this whole feeling of freedom. You can find that. In fact, when you guys see the little, I call it the studio talk, when I'm behind the scenes working on things, I'm talking all about the, embedding freedom, embedding words into your talisman. Because, for me, that's just what I really want to work on and think about and be around. That's what my manifesting is. Everyone has a different way to manifest. We're all looking for something, whether, it is a lot of money that you want in your life, or maybe you want to be able to have a beautiful body of work, or maybe you want to bring in a love in your life, or maybe you want a beautiful community to bring into your life. So for me, we all have a different story. Where the way that I come at manifesting is by letting go and bringing in. And I want to tell you just this little bit of story. This friend of mine, she's my daughter's age. Oh my gosh, she was like my second daughter. And we were talking one day, and she's an artist like us. And she was saying, oh my gosh, she's like, I was telling my dad I needed to find inspiration. Her dad is this very successful businessman. She's like, I brought it up to him, told him that I needed to get to my creativity, and he bought her a copy of Think and Grow Rich and handed it to her. She was laughing so hard because she's like, that's my dad's idea of creativity. And I was like, whoa, whoa, you know what, Alice, that actually is right on track. Everyone comes to their manifesting and building their own lives in their own way. To a person who thinks very linear, oh my gosh, Think and Grow Rich, it's the same thing that we're doing here. As artists, we're getting to our source, getting to what we want to manifest, and really doing it. So it's like, that's just a different teacher who wrote Think and Grow Rich. We're just all different teachers, and you guys must be my people. Very nicely done. Thank you. You got a good price. Yay. That makes me happy. And very nicely done. So yes, making connections was I wrote that in 2007. And for me, it was like just giving myself another challenge, like I talked about earlier in this recording, where, I talked about where I walked around in the world and I looked at all different joins in architecture, and I brought it on a small scale into jewelry. And it was a really different way to look at things using inexpensive tools. The tool set there is all for cold joints, and they're still $500 and under. This here is a toolkit all for hot joints, and a nomadic toolkit for soldering, and it still could be a $500 and under. I always love being able to put together these beautiful little lower end kits. You know what I mean? So, let's see. So all of this energy work that I talk about in manifesting, you guys, like this book, like you're talking about making connections, is giving you inspiration. Inspiration is spirit. And what we need to manifest and be whole in our life is body, mind, and spirit, right? So if you're getting inspired from making connections, or if you're showing up here and getting inspired, you're really getting soothed on one part of your journey, one part of your manifestation, and that is in the spirit end of it. So what was I going to do? Okay. So I've got mine all labeled on all different pages. I have 6 pages here that I scribbled out for you guys today. So body, mind, and spirit, that brings us to, which that's getting into your spirit, is finding something very inspiring. So I love it, and really getting into that space. And once you get through the book, and once you know the book inside and out, and it's not inspiring you anymore, then you know what it feels like to be inspired. You're refreshed again, and you look for something else, which will bring me to the conversation on how to inspire yourself, because it's so important for us artists every morning to check in with ourselves. So this is what I said here. Inhales, exhale. That's what I said there. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So one of the questions Okay, so my program here. So one of the things is body, mind, and spirit. And I have to tell you guys, let me look here and see as this. So I want to ask you guys, I want to challenge you guys with this question for yourself. I want to challenge you guys because we walk around like, yeah, I've got what I want, I'm inspired, I'm good. In thinking about a container, creating a container for yourself. So, how can you create your life on a daily basis to wake up and be inspired? Yes, you can have a book come in and inspire you. You can show up here and listen to me, and hopefully, you're being inspired by it. On my channel, I really just try to teach inspiration and creativity. We all need it. And why? Because I am getting there myself. And I've been a teacher for over 35 years and I've taught all over the world. But for me, when I'm teaching this right now, I'm getting back in and I'm refreshing my whole journey. I'm getting inspiration because I'm digging back into how did I manifest that company? How did I manifest this line of jewelry? What do I really want in my life? Asking myself these questions. And here is a question for you. So this is why I'm loving being with you guys. It has to be a shared circulation of energy. So here's a question for you is how can you get to your best life? Whew. When I asked myself that question, I was like, what? I haven't even thought for the longest time on getting to my best life. Think about that. Pull out your journals, you guys, if that kind of hit you in a way that's inspiring. How can you get to your best life? And what is your best life? How do you see your best life, right? Whether it's, some people are like, I'm going to manifest $1 million. If you don't care about $1 million, who cares about manifesting $1 million? But if you want to manifest your love in your life, creativity is so much fun because when you're in your creative space, it makes you focus and be in the moment and feel your passion and feel your love and feel how beautiful it is to be in this state. Your creativity space is your bliss. That's your bliss. And we earn it to get there. And there was a period of time where I was doing a lot of work on the creative, but also I had kids and I was like, I have to find a way to stay in my creativity when my kids are around too. So I actually started snowboarding. Oh my God, it was amazing. And actually my therapist at the time was like, Susan, you have a lot of anger in you. And when to release anger, you need to release that anger. And what happens next is you get into your passion, which is what unfolding is all about this month. So I'm thinking if you guys are in here and loving loving this and loving showing up, and there's so many people that watch this afterwards, supporting each other, Diane. Thank you. It's all about supporting each other, and I get supported back because when I send love to my people in my group, the love comes right back to me. There's no way it doesn't. So this is really why I'm so interested in creating this vessel. So I have created a vessel, and my vessel is very approachable and acceptable for all people, even if you don't have a lot of money. I keep it like as a $24.99 donation every month. And I see it as a donation every month and it's a support system, for me, because I am putting together. So mine is called Unfolding and it's a creativity course. And I know I talk about it all the time. And I know there's people in here, which thank you. I love having you guys in there. But I'm starting brand new with it. It's in a whole new way. So this month, if you guys are in there, if anyone is in there right now, it really is about getting through your anger, which is letting go. We always start with letting go, and then we work with bringing in. So we're letting go of our anger through different breath work, mantras, yogas, meditations. Silversmithing work is in there too, with a whole almost 3 years of silversmithing techniques in there. But I love the energy part of it. And right now, this is such a good affordable price. I can tell you guys that the price is going to go up at some point soon. But for now, I'm doing this as I'm starting a whole new program where I'm really putting so much focus into it. I'm starting 10 months starting in August, where I am really working with this whole program, or starting in, yeah, August, manifestation. And from manifestation, because manifestation, it starts with manifestation, and then it's taking in, it's letting go, and it's taking in. And it works so beautifully for the artist, the creator, and the visionary. So my work and my program, it's just this beautifully balanced step by step that's woven together and really works beautifully. So I really, if you guys are curious about this, you should just really try it out for a month. And starting in August, I am putting instructions in there on how to use each of these and how to go through the program, more of like a step by step. So you'll have a lot more information in there. I'm learning, I've taught for 35 years, but I'm still really learning about it. How can I subscribe to Unfolding? You can't figure it out. You know what, you guys? So you have to be, Becky, you have to be on your computer, and then you go to my Creativity Collective for Visionaries, and you'll see down below it says join, and join right there. And there's a playlist in there that's put together so beautifully. So if you are thinking about working with me, anyone who loves what I have to say, you really need to be in Unfolding. Boom, that's what I would say. I mean, I'm just going to say it as cut as dry, because truthfully, it's like what you need is a container. And I'm going to give you guys some ideas at the end of this talk. But our container is Unfolding, is getting more and more powerful, because I'm getting more and more powerful through my work that I'm doing. So for me, it's like when I was teaching, I studied energy all over the world. I've studied so many different religions. I've studied talisman and objects and sculptures that hold energies. I have studied Kundalini yoga, which is all about energy and moving energy through your body and breath work. And I've studied, I know yoga now. I know I've worked with shaman. I've worked with plant medicine all over the world. So especially in South America, plant medicine. But all of these different energies are so vital. And I am becoming more and more convinced of this. And it's bringing me into my power. So what it does is, through these steps, I'll tell you what the next 10 months are about. And they're going to be full for you guys. It's really spending time with yourself. I'm going to start, not right now, but it's like some of these little short ones, I'm doing 12-minute short ones. And I'm going to say, do this one 3 days a week, either a meditation, a mantra. And I talk about it and introduce each one. And it really is to help you grow your creative spirit. And we're growing. Our group is growing. And I'm here, I'm here, and I'm getting downloads on how to put this all together for artists and visionaries. So I hope you guys really do. If you're watching this now and you like what I have to say, you're going to love Unfolding. And again, I'll send, if you guys get on my email list, I'm sending instructions next week. So please, you can do that. So, through the 10 months, for manifesting, then we're doing a really powerful, it's like some of these other emotions don't seem like they're so important, but it's like, think about, you guys, if you had clarity in your life, think about clarity. It seems like whatever, who needs clarity, right? Clarity. If you knew where you were going, if you had confidence in how to raise your family, if you had confidence in how to treat your friends, if you had confidence in building a body of work, if you had confidence and clarity on what direction to go in life, you have power, right? Clarity is power. And that's just, that's the way that we start. Remember, it's letting go and bringing in. And then it's all, you start getting into balance. How about balance in your life? We're really getting out of survival. There's so much fear in the world. A lot of energy workers, and you guys might be there yourself. And even if you are a powerful energy worker, you probably would love to be in this course, because it just grows you as an artist. But energy workers know we have to hold a really tight a tight container, because there's right now so much fear in the world because it's shifting at super speed. Artists, inventors, we will always be relevant because we are not AI, we're not a machine. We have energy, we have spirit, we have our imagination, and we have our creativity. And that's all you need to be in creativity and success in your life. I promise you. I brought people through this back in, was right during COVID when I started this program, or right before COVID, and then COVID happened. And it's like our group was strong and powerful because while COVID came in, we had a powerful group of people and we stood by each other's side and we used this energy work on who we were. And I've seen magnificent work come from all of these people. And I've seen people find, now it's a few years later. That was in 2019. Now it's a few years later, and I see where people have landed, by trusting and getting into yourself. And then how about the space of being in magnetism, you guys? Seems like whatever, right? We just take it so lightly. Magnetism, think about if you had such clarity and such alignment. Yeah, I said balance and alignment, right? I hope I didn't skip it. Balance and alignment is being balanced with your group, where you can wake up and be like, I know what I want to do today. I have clarity, I have balance, I'm healthy, I have energy, I feel good. And then it's magnetism. So when you have clarity, alignment, and balance, you're going to go right into magnetism, which magnetism, people will tell you over and over. Magnetism is just about being able to attract your own people. I am finding my own people. You guys are coming my way. See, we're finding each other. See how we're finding each other. That's magnetism. This is a whole support system of magnetism because like attracts like, as we know. And, with magnetism, we have a powerful group. We find our own people. We help each other stay up in this creative force. And after that, magnetism, so really think deeply. And then, of course, when we get in magnetism, we're letting go and we're bringing in. Then success, which is power. We're healthy enough now where we're not going to abuse our power. You have to be clean enough. And it's love. When you bring love into power, you're a beautiful balance. So they all interact with each other. I think you guys kind of get it. So it's all these step by steps, month by month, where we're going in and thank you guys. Yeah, if you guys can, like what I'm saying, subscribe. Well, you guys are subscribed to the channel, but subscribe for people afterwards. Share this with someone else you think would enjoy this, because I'm really growing and finding my people right now, and I'm really working on a whole new refresh in my unfolding my creativity program. And I know it can really help artists and creatives stay in a strong position, rather than all being off around the world and not feeling our strength. We're here for our strength. So please, if you're not, it's $24.99 a month right now. Come in, enjoy it. It's, when I have been really connecting with other energy workers, I know that it's a really good price. But right now I'm starting fresh and I'm really looking for my community. So the people that come in right now, when I do shut doors, like, you'll be able to stay at this price for a while. So, and then comes in your passion that we did. And then again, we go back into manifesting. And, maybe, it's like, this could be a year-long program for you. This could be a 6-month program. It's a month to month. But the more that I can work with you, the more powerful we will be. I promise you that I am on my way to a very powerful experience in my creative field. I've had that power and strength. I took quite a few years after I sold my companies, got rid of a lot of my excess, slimmed down. I've been spending all of this beautiful quiet time in my creative space and working, but I can feel a new direction. So as we feel, some people going into fear because it really feels like the world is changing, right? I feel myself going into a very powerful creative direction. that can help the world, that can help us. And I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. It would be really, can you get there on your iPad? See if it does have, oh, you do not have a computer. You can do it from your TV. If you have YouTube on your TV, you can subscribe. I don't know why YouTube doesn't let you get there from your phone. You know what? Actually, just email me at support@Susan Lenart, and Rachel can help you get onto YouTube. She can help you. So there's some people who actually, I started this program in Kajabi quite a few years ago. So there's like 2.5 years worth of material inside here. And I have a little playlist in there. What I love about YouTube is I have a playlist, and I'm going to have instructions starting in August. Like, this is where you start, do this on, start this 3 days a week, do this once a week, do this, for the whole month to get. And I promise you guys, this is not smoke and mirrors. When I first started studying energy, I was like, is this smoke and mirrors, or is this, I didn't know the power of all of this energy work. And I'm living and breathing it myself. And it's like, I know in some ways, I'm letting go, but I feel myself getting stronger and stronger in a direction. I do know I am headed to an amazing place, and I'm letting go of the outcome right now, but it's there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Yes, that sounds good. So if you guys have any questions, please just, I think it's in, if you get into the profile here, you can see what's going. Oh, you know what? If you get into the profile, hop into the profile on YouTube. Just hop into my profile. When you get into my profile, right there, you can subscribe. So I have it in there. I forgot to tell you guys that it's in my profile. So whether you get on Instagram or whether you're here on YouTube, pop into my profile and you'll see my membership. And then you could sign up. Easy enough, right? Totally forgot about that one. So yeah. So good. I'm glad to hear it. Good. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions or you guys have any ideas on what you'd like me to talk about, in Unfolding, I talk about business techniques. Sometimes they're really prompts on storytelling and getting to your origin story, getting to your, I can't do this type of work on YouTube outside here. When I'm inside my container, I can do all of this beautiful work with you guys. So I'm really excited about that. So one thing I want to say, if you can't get, it's like, I'd love to see you guys there, but I do have some other suggestions that I can say on the outside of YouTube. I call Creativity Collective on the outside because it really is a big community. Then we have our tighter, real, our people who want to work towards happiness. Look, it's not like I want to say work, but really, you guys, it's not work, because what we require is smiling and happiness. Like when we do, I go over one of the simplest and most beautiful ways of breath work that just is in the morning, just such a beautiful way that I start every single morning. And that's just taking energy and breathing it up through your feet into here, circulating it around. And as picking up any old thoughts that you've had, any type of, look, we're humans. We all get jealous. We all have anger. We all have, you can guarantee it. I'm sitting here in this place right now, but it takes, it's a lot for me also to keep getting back to that space. You have to keep getting back there because we're always shedding. As artists, we're empaths. We're always picking up, it's easy. It's like we're picking up other people's energies too, which is why I was saying earlier that us energy, all of us as energy workers, we have to be very careful. We were born and we're built as empaths, and we can soak the world in, and we can bring it through ourselves and create our work, whether it's a program teaching, whether it's a book, whether it's writing, whether it's putting together, an energy program, whether it's putting together a body of work. And in the program, I have writers, I have a doctor, because she works in a very creative way on solving problems with her patients. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a really interesting, eclectic group in there. So it's really fun. So I want you guys, so here's a couple ways. Here's what I want to say today, is that remember, we're working through body, mind, and spirit. And body, mind, and spirit on all levels. And let me look through here for a second. Get your journal. Make sure you have a journal, because writing things down, oh my gosh, my journal is so full. I'm getting ready to get on to the next one. Oh, this is my new one. My last one is like, broken and pages folded. This is like a talisman in itself, right? So, um, yep. So, okay, let's see. Yeah. So, in here, it's so sometimes in the process, so you have to be in the process of letting go to be able to bring in the new. Like, that's it. If you're, maybe it's like, maybe really think about this idea of, what do you see? Remember the question that I asked you is, how can I see a better version of my life? How good can my life get? Woo, write that in your journal and think about that. That just shifts your consciousness and shifts your life. How good can my life get? Because that's what I'm asking myself. How good I get a good okay, good. So yeah, it really is. And like, how good can your life really get? So then that would be, where did I see that? Let me see this page here. So you want to make a commitment for how good your life can get. You get a journal and you bring it in front of you. And I like to choose the morning, but I say 30 minutes a day. Dr. Joe, so many of these, people who work on manifesting, they talk about that, these 30 minutes in the morning, like not even looking on your phone, not getting into your work. Well, I started doing that 5 years ago, and I can tell you it makes a big, big difference. So what I'm doing is also, inside of, I'm going to give you guys a suggestion, but in Unfolding, we make each other accountable too. So it's like spending, when you wake up in the morning, 30 minutes in the morning, whether you're drinking your coffee, you're focused on you and only you, not your kids, not your husband, not your dogs. Well, you get your dogs out the door, let them do their business, and then you come back in and it's all about you. The funnest thing about all of this, you guys, is to have a beautiful life. You literally have to focus on yourself. To have a joyful life, to have a peaceful life, to have a wealthy life, you literally have to focus on you. Woo! Isn't that your favorite subject? Right? It should be your favorite subject, right? So, woo, we're going to be all about you, your favorite subject. So, you're going to pull out your journal, and then, and you spend this time. You make a commitment to do that. So you give yourself 30 to 60 minutes. You focus on yourself. This is what all successful people do in the world. I think I heard that 6 years ago, because I was like, oh my God, after I sold my companies, I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I know I'm spending way too much time. I'm spending 3 hours on myself in the morning. What am I doing, indulging? And then I read just then, at that time, this is what all successful people do in their life. What does success mean to you? It doesn't always mean you're the wealthiest person ever. You have the biggest stocks, you have the biggest portfolio. It means you're happy and you're centered and you have peace and love. And that's what I'm finding out. There's, for me, it's like I just went through this big change in my life, and I will say it right here, where I realized, like, my whole life was about building companies, making money, producing, getting things done, building the biggest company, having the most going on. And right, I know I told you guys that I had this really quiet 5 or 6 years, and it was really away from like producing and making money and how can I make this. It really just was about myself and authenticity. And it's been such a change for me, because just like a week ago, I came into this beautiful new space, and I realized all around me, I have so much love. I have peace. It's like my body is happy. I'm in creativity. I'm out of survival. When I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need more money, I'm just in survival. Now it's like I have peace, happiness, love. I look around, it's like the people who are coming to me now are matching my energy and are at a higher vibration. Peace, love, joy, happiness. It's all about joy and happiness. It's interesting because some of the stuff that I have read in Kundalini yoga, as I've been studying Kundalini yoga for 3 or 4 years now, I have to get the exact date. Some of the remedies, it's so funny because there's remedies in there. Like, I'm doing this process that is so powerful. And it's like, you have to laugh. You have to make yourself laugh, or you have to wrestle yourself to the ground with all your power. Is that crazy? And then let me read this too. And, so some of them, and there's even a remedy in there, you guys, which I love this remedy, and I certainly have used it. Who would think it would come from the mouth of the yogis, right? You have to go out and get as drunk, take as many tequila shots as you want to. Because when you start living too much in your mind and so linear, sometimes it takes that to get you out of your box and let go, right? I have different techniques. I don't have the tequila unless we're in Mexico and places like that. I love it. I've been nurturing everyone in my life except me. Yes, exactly. My creative work is of utmost importance. You need it. This is like your life force. This is your juice. As women, I mostly have women in my group, and I'm very, very interested in working with women. I grew up with 9 women. I learned how to survive in a household of 9 women. Is that crazy? We had a 2 flat. It was 9 women. So it's like, I love and respect women so much. I've heard people say, oops, I can't do that. I have my jewelry on. I've heard people say, oh my gosh, I don't get along with women. And it's like, oh my gosh, of course not. Because women, women run their household. Women are complex. Women explore. Women go out. If we can heal the woman of the family, we can heal the whole family. This is why I like working with women. That's all it takes. Guys are much more simple, on the most part, and they're best friends with their kindergarten buddy still. Right? Think about that. These guys, they're friends with their kindergarten buddies. They don't open up as much as women do. They don't connect. They don't look for healing. They don't look for all of these ways. I grew up a Catholic, and it's like, I remember in the Catholic Church when we would go in and say something that we did bad or we did wrong, they would be like, go out and say 10 Hail Marys, 10 Our Fathers, which was the ritual. But the thing is that every single time I went in there, it was the same thing. Maybe the first time it opened up my heart and opened up my whole pathway. I go in there again. Oh, it's okay, because you can't do the same thing over and over. And that's what unfolding is about, is change. So then the third time you're in 10 Hail Marys, 10 Our Fathers, you're like asleep, just like, no, right? You need different information for your mind to be interested. To stay in the state of creativity is work, but it's fun work. It's, oh my gosh, it's so much fun to be in that space. You don't want to be anything else. When I have been able to spend time in this space in the past couple of years, as I talk about, I don't need anything else. You don't. You have your people, you have your life. You don't need to overshop. Like, all your old stuff just goes away because you're happy. Does that make sense? And I want to read this other comment that's right here. Okay, it says, exploring my origin story took me back to my childhood as a teenager. Oh my God. Thank you, Nicola. Wait, Jan? It's Jan, right? I saw myself with friends dancing on a stage. I'm always connected to dance from my tribe, and that is how I channel. Oh, I just got the chills for you right now. I just got the chills for you. So that's your origin story, you guys. When we talked about right now, if you're in Unfolding, there's a whole program in there, a playlist for your origin story. And I talk about it here on one of these. There's an origin story. It's before the manifesting. And it's exactly that. It's a meditation that I even put out on here. There's a meditation. I usually keep my meditations in the group, but there's a meditation out here that it's called Forest Walk or something that you might want to try. That's a good one. But it is your origin story. You go back to such a joyful time. I bring you back. And in fact, maybe I'll do this again on the playlist for August because we're about what we want to manifest. To work through your dance now, this is what I love. It's like when you go back and find your origin story, you find your true purpose and your true joy, because your true purpose is only through your joy. Guess what? Nobody told me when I was younger that we were supposed to be enjoying our life, right? I thought I was supposed to work hard and be miserable and plug through things. And, you know, my brain, even though I started off manifesting in this beautiful, beautiful way, my brain eventually got where everything was heavy and so much work, you know. You can't let yourself get there, or you've ruined yourself. You know, now you're getting closer to um, getting older. When you're working in creativity, you guys, it's like I say this, and it's like if anybody knew me 10 years ago, they thought I was older than I am now 10 years later. You know, it's like when you work in this creative space and work with your body, like there's ways you can get in and just bring in this love and light into your body, and all your cells are like bing, 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 bing. Suddenly, you know, I've got like a 35-year-old trying to date me. It was fun, but I was like, okay, that's a little bit, you know. But that's really the reality of what happens, you know. It really is such a beautiful place. So anyway, I would love the opportunity to work with you guys inside of my membership. Pop into my profile here on YouTube or on Instagram, and you can get the link and you'll read what Unfolding is all about. And I'm starting new in August, but there's a real good one up now. And if you guys are on here and you love my work, make sure you pop in and be in here, because we're the ones moving forward in body, mind, and spirit, getting stronger. So for yourself, if you're not coming in, and it's just a $24.99 donation, but if you're not getting in there, and you know, we're going to be working more with what to do. I'm going to give you guys like a couple a meditation, a mantra in your time, this morning time that you have in the morning. There are these little 12-minute sessions, whether it's a mantra, a meditation, a little bit of movement. Movement is really good for us here in the United States, Canada, Europe, because it helps get all this old stuff out. You know, we need to shed. It's this breath of fire. You know, I go into this breath of fire and I'm sitting here just doing my breath of fire. I'm sweating, because when you're sweating, you're letting go. You're letting go of all the old. You know, some of the reasons that yogis will say, and you guys think about this yourself, this is, you know, contrary to medical, but, you know, it's like when your uterus starts cleaning out in menopause, it's like you're shedding. It is no accident that women who get into their 60s are much happier, you know, as you're going through menopause, because you're shedding all the old, you're burning it all out. That's why this breath work, this exercise, you know, walking, you know, anytime you're bringing up, the breath work is literally burning old energies that you don't need anymore, so you can get to your freshness, the way you look, the way you feel, and the way that you are, you know, and get to any of your manifesting. That's what manifesting is about, is this work here. We're doing manifesting. It looks different because it's for artists and us. So you'll have all that in the morning. So spending 30 minutes to yourself, and then you could, you know, do your ritual. You could light your incense. You could do your meditations that I have in here and Unfolding. You could do a little bit of movement. You have your journal. So you spend 10 to 15 minutes doing this meditation or movement. And then you journal your ideas down. You journal things down. You prepare your day after that. You decide what you're doing that day, and you go forward with clarity. And that's really, you know, so whether you want to do it in this container or outside of this container, you certainly can do this on your own. And then you're bringing in, you know, this beautiful new creativity, and it helps you to stay in this creative force every single day, because every day you're moving forward, and you are, you know, every day you're taking in other emotions for that. So let me see if I have anything else I want to say to you guys. I certainly have said a lot, right? Okay, so what it is now. Remember, guys, what I always say is building anything in your life. Got you a new journal just for unfolding. Yay. And I can't wait to see you guys. Once a month, I meet with everybody in unfolding. And this month, which is really good, it's always recorded, but I think it's the 14th of August is when I'm showing up next. I showed up last Wednesday. It's the 14th of August. And, then I can hear from you guys. And, I also, we can do all this work inside of there. I always start by showing a little bit of breath work and bringing that in. But this is the road to bring in your manifestations, such as creativity, love, happiness, peace, money, balance, magnetism, alignment. You don't need anything more than that, right? Now, let me see if there's anything else I want to say. Survival or creation, morning program, letting go. Okay. So I am moving into, just one big statement, is that being an artist is all about manifestation. That's what we do. We're all about manifestation of a piece of work, manifestation of a body of work, manifestation of a line of work, manifestation of, taking ideas and bringing them in. We're manifestors. We have an imagination. We can get there quicker than anyone else in the world because we're already on that track. So some of us know that and have it in us. Some of us are just a little bit rusty right now because it's a little tough in this outer world. So I just want you, in your journal, when you guys have it, is ask yourself, how can you imagine your best life? And every morning for 2 weeks, when you sit down with your journal, ask yourself that. How can I imagine my best life? We can imagine, and that would be really good for you. That's about all I want to say today, and I think I have said a lot. So I'm excited, though, you guys. I'm so excited. There's definitely the more, energy and excitement that I put into this container, the more I have to offer to people who join the container. So anyway, you guys, I hope to see you guys there. Is there any questions about anything? I'm building a pretty cool body. Look, I'm my body of work. It's like, and I have another one coming in. I'm doing all these ear cuffs because I'm finding that I can support it with, oops, it's backwards for me. So I can support it. I can support really heavy things. So I have, some really big, heavy things coming in with these ear cuffs and earrings. And for me, what I'm really bringing in all my work, since I'm working so hard on these energies, is the idea of, rubbing talisman into my work. And I do that through these threads and strings. And you know what, you guys? This piece right here, I built this piece for me because this piece, I realized, well, it's a lemon quartz. Stones are so important. I talk a lot about symbolism in stones in the studio. And this makes me feel powerful. So that's why I'm wearing it here. When I show up with this on, I feel it on my arm. For some reason, like how dance helps you, Jan, it's like this maybe brings back a part of me where maybe I was a warrior, you know what I mean? And it's like, so this piece of adornment right here is bringing me to this stronger place where I need to be. So I'm wearing it. You guys might see me here next week. So I'm here every Wednesday. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe. Please pass it on to somebody if you guys share it, if you guys think somebody else would enjoy it. I'll write it down now. Yay. The time, please, as we're on different time zones. So I meet with everyone here at 12 noon Eastern once a week. And in Unfolding, everything is in there. If you're in Unfolding, you will see where I mark it on there. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everything is Eastern. I'm on Eastern. So I just saw those ear cuffs. Gorgeous. I have big ears. I can support it. Yay. I love big earrings. I'm doing big, big, big. It's good for runway. Thank you, Susan. This was wonderful. I feel good. That's exactly what it's about. Sandra, you are my people. Agreed. Thank you. And you too, Diane, and you too, Becky. Thank you guys so much. Mwah. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday, hopefully.